Welcome to another Realestate.com.kh TV news report. Today we're going to talk a little bit about property tax, and we're speaking with CEO of Cambodia Investment Management, Mr. Anthony Galliano.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, a pleasure. Okay, and in terms of 5 or 10 years ago or something, how's the property tax climate changed?
I think the government, like with all taxes, is strictly enforcing collection of taxes. There's still, clearly, we can see it from those that are registering businesses, that perhaps the owners of those buildings have not paid tax in the past. And there are some of those that are seeking to rent property and needing those tax receipts to register their business. They're unable to get it because the owner hadn't paid it in the past. So I think one was just an apathetic view of paying property taxes to begin with, because in effect it could be a personal tax, right? Because if you're a person that's just owning a property, then you're responsible for paying that tax as the owner. Where taxes have been sort of viewed, I guess, by the Khmer population as a business, mostly for businesses and not for individuals. But in this case, for sure, if you're owning property, you're responsible for registering that property and paying the tax. And that apathy doesn't go a long way anymore because there's stricter enforcement to do that.
And for someone just coming in to rent, also now it's more and more important to check with your landlord first that they are a taxpayer.
Sure. So if you're renting, and I would imagine more of these developers and owners of buildings that have condominiums, perhaps whether they're providing a property management service or even if they're just renting. If you're going into a serviced apartment or you're going into a luxury apartment building, and they're owned by a registered company, they're going to tax you 10%, because they're responsible for collecting 10% tax, withholding tax, as a business from their revenue for renting. So this is an added cost. If you're going in as a consumer and you want to rent a nice apartment, and you're renting it from a company that owns the building, you should expect to pay 10% withholding tax.
But it will probably be within your rent, right?
It will be within your rent. Now legally, the law would say that the person renting should withhold the 10%. So if it's $100 rent, they should withhold 10 and only pay 90. But in practicality, what happens in the market is that the rentor will add 10% withholding tax.
Okay, Anthony, thank you very much for,
it's been my pleasure, James.
Teaching us a few things. And thank you to all of our viewers. Tune in to Realestate.com.kh TV next week for more great information for buying your next property.